that's a good cut.
Which one do you want to go for? The middle one? Yeah.
That's why you're warming up. You do that a lot?
Not a lot, but
Okay, Elaine has been having some practice from 4 locations. We're just trying to warm her up. We're not doing the test just yet. We're going to do it now. She's had a few warm-ups and she's still putting from this first area. She's still trying to get the weight right. We've picked some pretty tough, a pretty tough location. There's some uphills and then there's a big downhill and there's sort of side-on and downhills and then there's an uphill on the other side. So what we're going to do is record her and test her now on this, her ability. I'll be measuring each putt and we're going to come up with a score. Ooh, our first one's a beauty. She's hot. She's been practicing well. A 40, when the pressure's on, she's going good, eh? That was close. Right on line.
the first one goes in and they all go to custard.
Fair. Well, we've had a warm-up and you've tried from all the holes and then we've had the actual challenge, so you've actually paid 5 putts from here, 5 from there, 5 from there, all to the same hole from different angles. And here's your score. 1 ace, we'll get that one, we'll make sure that one goes in the recording. And 4 goods and 6 fairs and all the rest were pours. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you had a lot of pours on that last
Yeah,
one.
a lot of balls on that last one.
Now, while you were doing, I was asking you to think about some things as you were putting. Just what are your thoughts saying in your head, you know, because the brain, this is where we play the game in here, isn't it? Okay. And even though I noticed when you started that first hole there, you putted 3 right close to the hole, and I thought, crikey, she's going to put them all within 50 centimetres of the hole. And then, bang, pour, bang, fair, you know. And I said to you, what were you thinking then? You said, oh, I needed to get up, and then my mind wandered. So it's like your mind, does it go blank, or is it,
Yeah, just,
it just wanders somehow?
Just wanders off or think about something else and you shouldn't.
And what do you think you're thinking of?
I don't know, I just sort of, I think I looked up to see the guys over there working and think, no, it looks like they might be just about finished. Just little things go through your mind, you know.
Now, do you think there's any guilt that you're not helping them because you're on the committee
No, not
today?
at all.
Okay. Maybe.
Yeah. No, I just hoping they all get out of the way, that's all.
Okay. All right. Okay, so your mind wandered. Okay,
Yeah.
you weren't focused. All
No.
right. Okay. That first one goes in, and then it all goes to custard, and then they all go to custard. Yeah. So for me, that's a belief you've got in here in your subconscious. The first one will go good, and then the rest are going to go to custard. Yeah. So it's a really good little thing to know there. Do you think there's some sort of fear
Well,
way
I
back in
want
the
to get, yeah, well, I really want to get it up there, but it's, yeah, you know. But
why-
don't hit it too hard. That's
Yeah,
another
don't
thing.
hit it too
Yeah.
hard. Why not hit it too hard?
Because you go way past them, it's a long way back.
Okay, and what happens? Oh, it's a long way back. And what happens when you have to hit a long way back?
Well, you put the pressure on yourself.
Yeah, don't you? Yeah. It's interesting that we all freeze up and hit it short, which will never go in the hole. And sometimes we hit it that short that we can't get that putter neither. Isn't that frustrating? So what I'm going to show you now is the EFT, which is Emotional Freedom Technique. And golfers just like to call it tapping. And all we're going to do is do some tapping, and I'll show you. I'll actually do the tapping for you, and you can learn this later, so you can do it on the golf course if you want to. Okay. That way I know I've hit the right acupressure points, and I've got some ideas that I think I might get you to say as well. and I think you got it good.
It's a mongrel hole.
That's one good.
Right?
Okay. I have a feeling maybe the excuses.
There are excuses.
Yeah. Because we all have them and we need them. Very important to have excuses because otherwise we'll look bad.
Yeah.
But if we've can blame something, then we don't look bad. That looks bad. Yeah. Okay, so what would your excuse be here? If on this next shot.
On this next one?
Yeah, what would be excuse if the first one went really bad? Imagine the worst shot. Can you imagine a bad shot? What?
Oh, just leading real short or going a mile past. I mean, and we're not getting the read. It's a horrible read.
Yeah, it is. It's a bad one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was under pressure.
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 I was under pressure. And I wish these people would go away.
I wish these people would go away. Which people?
These ones are all zooming around us.
Yeah, they're everywhere. That's a bit of a tough one today, all right? If we can improve today, with all this going on, which you didn't have in your practice race,
I didn't have my practice.
it's a pretty good test.
It's a pretty good test.
Okay. Now, looking at this hole, what do you think would happen here? What do you fear of here? Feeling pretty good about it, or does something come up?
No, I think I'm feeling pretty good about it.
Should we just do it?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's a shocker.
That is a shocker.
Well, this is interesting. I thought you went worse, and so did you, didn't you, Elaine? She thought you went worse too. So we added it up. Well, we'll start at the top. Ace. Well, you got an ace on the round before we tapped, and you haven't got it. She never got an ace on this one. And the good, she got 4 good shots, which are under 50 centimetres, whereas at this time she had 5 good shots. So you actually got more good shots. Before last time, you had 6 fair shots, and you only had 5 fair shots this time. Last time you had 9 poor shots, and you only had 7 poor shots this time. We actually felt like you weren't putting as well as the first time. Isn't that interesting that you actually putted quite a bit better?
Yeah.
And I actually noticed you actually finally got past the hole here. So should we wrap that up for today and maybe jack up another time?
Yeah.